There's one thing that really never ceases, just never ceases to reveal to me how stupid and weak some men are today in America, well, in Western society in general. I mean, because it's one thing when you hear, the women rant on about how, you know, you got women problems, you're bitter, and this is usually coming from the so-called good black women, black women should be able to express themselves the way they choose, which, mind you, by the way, even though the way most black women express themselves is, by flaunting their nudity, pretty much most of their nudity in public. I mean, for example, you take spandex, like I said before, here right now in New York, it's below freezing weather. And women are walking around, black women are walking around. You see them at any grocery store or bank or a shopping mall or even at a bus stop or just walking down the street, and I love it when they pretend to be so preoccupied on their cell phones that they can't even, either move out your way or even say good morning, brother, to you. They got to be rude, and if you question that kind of behavior, you challenge it. You basically call them out for being rude, nasty whores, all of a sudden, here they go with their little thing where, oh, you got women problems and a woman should be able to dress the way she wants to. Well, yeah, you're right. A woman should be able to flaunt it if she got it, particularly if she's a whore, because that's exactly what whores do. It's whores. I mean, in order for them to even get money, they have to first get sexual attention from men. So you would naturally expect whores to put on clothes or even like spandex that reveal the tribal tramp stamp marks on the cracks of their asses, like an arrow pointing you right to their ass, or the color of their thongs, their G-strings, or better yet even, or actually worse yet even, they reveal to you sometimes even if they're not wearing any panties at all. Because, they wear this shit in the light of day. And the low-cut jeans and so forth, and, the low-cut shirts showing more than half their cleavage. But once again, you get women saying that they should, the so-called good black women saying, well, they should be able to express themselves. Yeah, I don't dress like that, but they should be able to express themselves. Which, like I said before, that just shows that they too are not really good women at all. Because that just shows that on any given day, deep down in their hearts, they wish they had the courage to, rebellion, I guess. Enough rebellion in them to dress like that as well. Because to them, that represents freedom. So hence, that's why they justify it. And punish you for having a problem with that lack of character by way of self-degrading self-expression. It's even worse, though, when I hear the justifications that come from men. Because naturally in this little sexual revolution age, this sexual revolutionary age that we're living in, you're going to expect women to get on this little soapbox, with this whole bounce your boobies mentality speech and preaching that they're talking about, which is total nonsense, and hence why, no surprise, where you see so many black women now who, to this very day, have a very messed up definition of what it means to be, prepared for motherhood. Most black women are not prepared for motherhood at all. They never were from day one, and they never will be, even as they have children and afterwards. But like I said, going on back to men, I hear a new term going around, and I like it because it has a lot of accuracy in it. It's called mangina. I like to call it pussy praiser, because that's exactly what a lot of these guys are doing. They're coming on with this little, Captain Save-A-HOE routine, to save the day for a woman, to keep her from being properly checked, and challenged or even responded to for, acting like a whore. A case in point, a friend of mine one day went up to a nightclub a couple years back up in Hamilton. Now, Hamilton is a nice little small town up in Ontario, up in Canada. not far from Toronto. And the brother said he went up to the club and he checked the scene. He does just like any other, masculine, virile brother would do. Get up in the club, you buy a drink, you unzip your jacket, you walk around, you bobbing your head to the music, you're minding your business, and you're checking the scene. And of course, the scene being the chicks in the place, you see a lot of, a few anyway, brothers who are on this little homo routine trying to sweat you when they're supposed to be checking out the pussy. But hey, that's that, Enough said there. You always gonna have your punks anywhere. But anyway, he notices all the ass and tits floating around the dance floor. Women are out there, and even though it's in the wintertime, like I said, that never stops black women from dressing slutty. So anyway, the brother's in the club, right? And he's checking out a couple of the honeys walking past him. Now, mind you, they're throwing looks at him because they want that attention. Again, that's just, signature personality, a signature characteristic of black women. When they dress slutty, they want to know by the end of the day that they've secured attention to themselves. So this one broad walks by him, and she has on a really low-cut dress, really low, like... She didn't even have to bend over to show the anatomy of her, her ass cheeks. Really, she was basically naked, because when a woman dresses like that, like I always call it, that's pretty much just walking around with a bath towel turned into a dress. That's all that really is. So anyway, he's minding his business. He sees her, he checks her out back in response to her throwing her little flirtatious, attention-starved, horror stare at him. And she walks on, and he's just minding his own business, standing there bobbing to the music, with his homeboys, with his cousins and a couple of friends. So anyway, this one young brother comes up to him. He's got the little roughneck wannabe tough guy, wannabe warrior look on his face. He pretends to be looking around the dance floor, bobbing his head. He stands right next to the brother. And he goes, "Hey, yo, man. What you think about that girl that just walked by in that little skirt there?" And, my friend went, "Who, her?" He goes, yeah, no, the other one in front of her. He goes, oh, her, okay, yeah, well, she all right. She definitely got the body going on. She definitely flaunting it. Shit, I'd bang that in the flip. Now, naturally, a brother comes up to you and you don't know him. You don't know him from the Man in the Moon. You never met him before, and he don't know you from the Man in the Moon either. So naturally, when a brother comes up to you, or you come up to a brother, with that kind of approach, any man in his right mind could naturally expect the response to be on the lines of, something similar to that, and rightfully so. Again, this brother doesn't know you. He's just chilling, minding his own business. Looking at pussy like you're supposed to be doing too. So anyway, the brother goes on and says, yeah, she's alright. I definitely hit it. I smashed that, but, it's a lot of these chicks in here, like, they're looking right tonight, This idiot's next response to my friend was, yo, man, that right there, that's my girl. Now, sorry, but this is the part right here where, again, you got Mr. Mangina, pussy praiser, ass worshiper, who was yet stupid enough to bring sand to the beach, and turn around and play all of a sudden the new Captain Save-A-HOE routine. But this time the hoe was somebody that he brought to the brothel. Anyway, the brother gets up in his face, and fortunately for my friend, he had his cousins with him and his homeboys there, and they just surrounded the brother, and he got real friendly all of a sudden. Humility kicked back into him, and he realized he was outmanned and outmatched, so he went on about his way. But before he did that, my homeboy, took him for a ride with some words like this. He said, "You know what, man, first of all, you stupid for bringing her out here. First of all, you brought sand to the beach, and more importantly, you're going to sit up there and be insecure about how men looking at your woman, why you got her out here dressed like that." Bingo. Okay. Here you go. a typical mentality of the manginas and pussy praisers and ass worshippers of the world. These characters, and this is my advice to you men, they're worse than the women that call themselves good women, especially, the NAWALs, the not all women are like that, the class A NAWALs, or even the class B NAWALs, the not all black women are like that. The men that do this kind of bullshit are even worse. See, because a long time ago, I was on that whole, self-righteous thing about good men, good black men versus bad black men, or just good men versus bad men in general. But how is it that you can say a man is bad just because he gets a lot of pussy? What does that tell you? That tells you that man, Mr. Lucky, or not so lucky if he gets child support thrown on him, he knows how to cut through the whole daddy's little girl self-entitlement, self-entitled bullshit that these bitches are playing every day as they stroll around naked with the type of clothing that is so revealing that if you put them in front of a window and turn the lights off in a room, it would pretty much make them look naked, literally. So this man knows how to cut through her game, her bullshit, her arrogance, her ego, and have access to the panties that 9 times out of 10 might not have even been on in the first place. Okay, so he's a bad man now. No, he's not a bad man, but he is a smart man. But society calls him a player, a dog, a tramp, a no good so-and-so, tramp-ass nigga, or a gigolo, this, that, and the third, all kinds of bullshit. But no, he knows how to access that. He knows how to study her behavior patterns quickly and immediately, decisively, and chop right through her game. Society calls him a deadbeat dad, an irresponsible man, when in fact, no, that's actually game, because he's wise. Okay, so for you brothers out there who want to call yourselves good men versus bad men, or good black men versus bad black men, this good guy versus thug bullshit, hey, stop it, player. Stop it. Okay? Because whether you or not, you know it. Your reflection of you in the mirror, every time you look in the mirror every day, before you go out to work, or before you go home from work, before you go to church, before you go to the bank, before you go to the weight room in the gym, before you even go out and hang out with the boys, go look for some pussy at the nightclub or wherever. Okay? Your definition, your reflection of yourself as a man is a result of women having the authority to define it. Take your good guy card and drop it for a while. At least for now, anyway. We don't need no more manginas or pussy praisers or ass worshippers. Death to that mentality. And I declare life to real manhood, but this time defined by men. Real Man Allen 73.